In 1995, if you needed a specific 10-ohm resistor or a coaxial connector, you knew exactly where to go. You'd push through a set of heavy glass doors and immediately smell a distinct mixture of cardboard, ozone, and floor wax. Before internet tutorials and instant delivery existed, understanding technology required a physical gateway. This store was the primary access point for anyone wanting to see how a circuit actually worked. That hands-on culture began in 1921, when the Deutschman brothers opened a retail and mail order operation in downtown Boston. They named it RadioShack, borrowing the nautical term for the small wooden structure that housed a ship's amateur radio equipment. The Deutschman stocked the raw ingredients of the era: copper wiring, vacuum tubes, and capacitors. They provided the materials for a public that intended to build the future themselves. By the early 60s, that business was nearly bankrupt. Charles Tandy, a businessman from Fort Worth, acquired the company in 1963 and immediately set out to transform its corporate DNA. Tandy's real estate strategy relied on saturation over scale. He ignored large, expensive flagship locations in favor of thousands of tiny, rented storefronts, holes in the wall that were cheap to operate and easy to relocate. He also ruthlessly cut inventory, dropping name-brand products to focus on high-margin private label goods like Realistic and Archer. The goal was to identify the 20% of items that generated 80% of the sales. This model was built specifically for the tinkerer. Tandy targeted customers who wanted to save money by purchasing cheaper goods and improving them through manual modifications and accessorizing. This aggressive retail model worked because 20th century technology was inherently open. It was modular, secured by standard screws, and simple enough for the end user to repair or improve. RadioShack expanded by catching successive waves of niche tech interests. When high-fidelity audio became a mass-market obsession, they were there with the receivers, speakers, and cables. During the mid-1970s, they captured nearly 30% of their revenue from the mass popularity of Citizens Band, or CB radio. In 1977, they introduced the TRS-80 microcomputer. While many early machines were sold as kits, the TRS-80 arrived pre-assembled for $600, offering a complete system to a public that was just beginning to explore personal computing. While competitors had impressive hardware, RadioShack had a unique advantage: an unmatched nationwide distribution network. There was a physical store where you could touch the keyboard in almost every community in the country. Those stores inadvertently became classrooms. By offering lessons and computer camps, RadioShack turned itself into a cultural gateway, teaching a generation how to understand computers rather than just owning them. By the 1990s, the physical nature of electronics began to shift. Components became smaller, cheaper, and vastly more complex, relying on microscopic architectures that were impossible to repair by hand. This era saw the rise of massive big-box competitors like Best Buy and Walmart. These retailers competed on sheer volume, offering sprawling floor space and low margins that RadioShack's tiny storefronts couldn't match. To survive the volume wars, RadioShack pivoted away from specialized parts. They filled their shelves with mainstream, fully assembled consumer goods like camcorders and boxed video equipment. In prioritizing mass-market sales, the company alienated the core demographic of makers and tinkerers who gave the brand its identity. RadioShack became just another retailer in an increasingly crowded landscape. The company's final major shift occurred in the 2000s, as they dedicated their floor space to becoming middlemen for wireless phone contracts. The modern smartphone standardized a new relationship with technology. These were sealed boxes, seamless, impenetrable designs intended for consumption and replacement, not for maintenance. By 2013, a cash infusion came with onerous lending conditions that prevented the company from closing underperforming stores. These terms prohibited shrinking to a sustainable size. The weight of these unprofitable locations guaranteed bankruptcies in 2015 and 2017. The result was the sudden liquidation of thousands of neighborhood landmarks. Signage appeared in windows across the country as the chain's physical infrastructure was dismantled. The death of the physical stores was the final result of a company built on open technology, trying to exist in a closed technology economy. Today, the brand exists primarily as an e-commerce platform and a franchise network in Latin America. The name survives, but the original mission has faded. The original RadioShack supplied pioneers with the parts to innovate. Modern hardware, by contrast, arrives at our doors permanently glued shut in sterile factories. The loss of these storefronts marks a shift in how we relate to our tools. We stopped opening the box to understand how the future worked, and simply started buying it.